right, everybody, we're going to talk about something super important, and that is your money, okay? An election ahead and everyone concerned about the future, you may want to really understand your financial situation. Well, our next guest can help you with that. Jeff Hahn is a certified financial planner with SC Parker on Main Street in Williamsville, and we're going to talk about a few things right now that you should be aware of as we move forward. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I know you're always busy over there. You're talking to people all the time about this stuff.
Yeah. And yes, we keep very busy.
Well, what is more important for a lot of people than their money? Because their money will, of course, I know family and friends. I know all that, and your health and love. But, I mean, when you're thinking about the future, you might be talking with people who are going to be retiring in just a couple of years. You might be talking to people who are going to be putting kids into college. Very important to understand your financial picture so you know where you stand and how you're going to be down the road.
Yeah, and you know, Linda, we're all each an individual economic unit. So we have our own individual economy.
Yes, true.
And a couple has their own individual economy. And a family has its own, and it grows out from there. So getting to know a person's circumstances, you know, what are the obligations? What is the income? What is the desires? What are they trying to accomplish? What is the relationship with the kids or the grandkids and things along those lines? These are the kind of details that we're digging in and working with people on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis, really.
And from what Jeff was just talking to me about, you know, in the break, was that there are so many changes with regulations coming down the pike. Things are changing where you really need an expert to make sure that you're taking advantage of everything that you can, and staying within the boundaries of the law. I mean, it's amazing how much paperwork comes out of Washington.
Yeah, I always say, you know, the amount of ours is a really regulated activity, as well it should be, and that's for the protection, mainly for the protection of the clients, right? But I always say the pile went from this to this, right? It is.
Oh, and now what I want to do is make sure everybody knows that we're going to open phones because we have until the end of the show. So if you'd like to call, if you have a question, a specific question that Jeff can kind of lead you right, down the right road, give us a call at 644-9840. One thing you told me while we're waiting for your calls is that you said the Fed just met for this quarter.
Yep.
How good of them to go to work for a while, and you were telling me they're in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah, they have an annual economic conference in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is
one of the most scenic places in the world, by the way. I'm sure they work terribly hard.
Yeah, they're at the Four Seasons there.
Oh, gee!
Yeah, toughing it out.
Yeah.
Out in the Wild West there, but. So one of the big things that the Fed does is control short-term interest rates.
Okay.
And where we see this as individuals is like on your bank account or line of credit. Those are the things, home equity lines, mortgage rates, those are the things that are affected most directly.
Okay.
Right? And those rates have been at zero since 2009, essentially. There's been a lot of talk about raising them. They said they wanted to raise it 4 times this year. They raised it once, 1/4 of a point. Wow. In January. There was thinking that they might raise it in September now, but it's not going to happen.
So they decided to do nothing?
Well, essentially, yeah.
So they had to go to Jackson Hole, the Four Seasons, and meet for days on end to decide to do nothing.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done that with a phone call.
Well, possibly.
Yeah. We are in the wrong business, baby. We are in the wrong business. Listen, let's stay on this for a second because we have a phone call that's come in. We've got Tom standing by on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. I hope you're in politics because I'll tell you, it pays.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I have a question about Social Security.
Okay. Question about Social Security. Go ahead.
My wife is, I'm already retired and collecting Social Security, but my wife is going to start collecting. Should she do it now at 62 or should she wait?
Oh, that's the magic question.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I was first saying. What are the person's circumstances, right? I don't know what his other retirement income is, right? Or their budgetary constraints or all the rest of that stuff. Most of the time, we usually suggest go ahead and take the Social Security. The figures, it takes about 15 years to catch up wait when you wait, right? If you delay a year, it'll take you about 15 years to get that income back. Okay.
When can you start collecting?
Age 62.
Okay, because I just turned 61, so we'll be having this conversation.
Yeah. Now, but if you're working, you got to wait till 66. And it gets, well, you don't have to, but it doesn't make sense to start collecting.
Well, folks, I'm going to be here a while. So.
You and me both.
Yeah.
But anyway, in most cases, and this would be one where we really need to sit down with the client, go through the numbers in specific. And we can pull that, you know, what the payments would be from Social Security. We can pull that right off a line while the client's sitting there, and we do it all the time, and really figure it out in relationship to their budget and circumstances.
And that's what you really need to do. You got to sit down and say, what are the pros and cons? If I take this, can we live on this? Is this good?
Yes.
Or do I love my job and I really don't know what I would do if I? So maybe I. But if you hang in there, you have to hang in there till 66.
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, if you're working. And collecting Social Security, your income is capped at about $15,000, $16,000 a year approximately. Once you get above that number, then you're giving Social Security money back. So usually, if you're working full-time, you wait until you're 66, because once you hit 66, or whatever your full retirement age is, it may be 66 in some months, it may be 65 in some months, whatever it is, right? And the program shows that.
When was that changed?
Nah, that's the way it's always been.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But anyway, it usually makes sense to, once you hit that full retirement age, that's where I lost myself for a second, then you can make as much as you want and collect your Social Security.
Well, provided we're all still here.
Well, right. Well, just so you know.
Oh, here comes the other one.
At 66, your life expectancy, according to the tables, is about 30 years. So keep that in your...
I am going to live every one of them.
Awesome.
Just to make sure I get paid. There is a reason for keeping yourself in good shape, staying healthy, because I want that check. We all deserve that.
And I have to say, Linda, the gals in my office wanted me to ask, what is it that you're doing to keep yourself looking
I keep thinking of that. That's what it is.
So good and so beautiful.
Tell them that I need this job now for another 5 years, so I have to. It's one of those things, you know?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
66 it is, huh?
66 is your full retirement age, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, so
but your benefit keeps going up.
Yeah.
Every month,
I'm going to spend every dime of it when I finally get it, too. But, you know, that's another thing you got to think about. Maybe we have people who have done this, and it's time to start taking some of that money and having a good time with it.
Well, that is the number one thing I say to retirees.
Yes.
Look, you have worked your whole life. To put this money here for this time of your life,
right.
It's okay to spend some of it.
Absolutely, right. Absolutely. But we're in such a culture that save, that you know you can say, well, if I go on this trip, you know, go. I say you earned it, you go.
You know, we have a
God will provide.
We have a kind of funny saying in our office. It's not a joke, but a little saying that, you know, our clients retire once. I retire a few times a month.
That's right, you do. You get to enjoy this with everybody coming in.
Yeah.
You get to tell them, you're going to retire. Fantastic.
Right, and working
popping a lot of champagne bottles over there.
Well, we don't do that. But we do work through this whole process. And it's a very rewarding process.
I imagine.
When a client will come in and I'll say, well, you can retire tomorrow if you want, right? And here's how you would do it. And that's something that we're doing on a regular basis.
Jeff Hahn, he can do this for you. You can be that person, but the first call you have to make is SC Parker and Company. Log on as well to scparker.com, or please call Jeff. Say, I want to be one of those people. 632-6800. You can do it, and he can help you, and that's what this is all about. It's about you folks. The money, the hard-earned money that you have earned. Now it's time to start seeing how this is going to pay you back. Hey, listen, everybody, tomorrow, Friday already, we're going to check out